on the volcanic island of Tenerife, and with me here is the equally monstrous Audi RS Q8. Now what you're looking at is the world's fastest SUV. Yes, it claims that title with a lap time of 7 minutes and 42 seconds around the Nürburgring. Now that's pretty fast. If you look back just a few years, supercars were doing that kind of time. So a big SUV like this, hustling around a track, well, that's what this is all about. And I can't wait to get behind the wheel because this island boasts of some fantastic roads. So let's get going. Okay, so what have Audi done to make a Q8, well, an RS Q8? For starters, there's the engine. Now that's a 4-litre V8 that puts out a massive 600 horsepower and 800 Newton meters of torque. And believe me, it is stunningly powerful. I mean, you put your foot down like this. Oh boy. Very addictive. Oh, I could do this all day.
It's really quick. Top speed with the Dynamic Plus package stands at 305 km per hour. And Audi claim a 0 to 100 km per hour time of 3.8 seconds. I don't doubt that one bit. Put your foot down and it will simply lunge forward. But it isn't just quick. Move to comfort mode and you can happily potter around town like you would in a daily driver. The only downside is the upshifts are quite early as it runs at a very economic setting. And at times you'll be waiting for it to downshift when you need a quick overtake.
Now, besides the engine, of course, I mean, remember this car set the record around the Nürburgring, and you can't just do that with a massive engine, right? You've got to have amazing grip. And that's where Audi have really fettled this car's suspension system. So it's using the standard air springs, but the dampers and the spring rates have all been tweaked for, well, RS duty. What's also nice is that it's got all-wheel steering and active anti-roll bars. Now they all come together really beautifully and keep this car really planted.
The only downside is the steering feel is devoid of a mechanical connection, but it's really quick and there's a good amount of weight, so attacking corners is still very rewarding.
Now it just sticks to the road as you corner, and man, you can feel all the air suspension, the all-wheel steering, the active anti-roll bars all working together to keep this flat and level. And boy, it is so impressive. I mean, grip around here, oof, this is lovely.
A neat bit is that all of this performance is a quick button press away. Hit the RS mode button on the steering to select one of two sporty modes that you've pre-programmed, and you can have manual selection on the gearbox, your ride height can be lowered, you can tweak the rear torque vectoring and other stuff like that. Besides these two modes, there's also auto, comfort, dynamic, efficiency, all-road and even an off-road mode where the ride height can be raised by up to 90 mm.
And then there's the brakes. I mean, the front are huge 420mm disc, and I was speaking to the Audi engineers yesterday and they said one of the reasons why they went so big with the wheel rims is, well, to just accommodate the large disc.
After some high-speed downhill driving, the optional ceramic brakes on our car did overheat and began to squeal, but backing off for a while brought things back to normal. So while its performance credentials check out, the RS Q8 also makes a very good case for a luxury SUV and comes loaded with all the goodies you'd expect from a high-end Audi, like the virtual cockpit display, a 4-zone climate control, and a killer 23-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system. And there's the new Audi screen and touch surface intensive dashboard, but of course with RS goodies like a lot of Alcantara and carbon fiber finish. There's also RS-specific displays in the virtual cockpit and multimedia display for power, torque, lap times, G-force and such. The optional head-up display too gets RS-specific screens. What's more, the seats, even these optional sport ones, are comfy and there's plenty of space around. In fact, by avoiding dipping the roof too sharply, Audi have kept the headroom generous, and to me at least, it still looks great. I'm no fan of coupe SUVs, and the RS Q8 with its high-sided body and low and gently sloping roof is the way to go sporty. Plus, there are a few sporty bits added to the Q8 body too, like the enlarged front air intakes, a glossy black honeycomb grille, and an RS-specific roof spoiler, rear skirt and oval tailpipes. The RS Q8 also uses a lot of black finish instead of the chrome trim that's found on the regular Q8, and of course there's RS badging to be had on both the outside and in. RS Q8 will be imported into India towards the second half of this year and will be priced closer to the 2 crore mark. Pricey, but this is a car that's actually usable on-road, off-road and at a racetrack too. And then again, it holds the title of the world's fastest SUV.